Criticisms are growing in Washington against U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson for what many see as a drastic reshuffling of the State Department. Reports in U.S. media earlier said Tillerson has been for months pushing ahead a campaign to remove senior staff from the State Department in droves. And he has been doing this largely without informing the related institutions, most importantly the Congress. Concerns to the same degree are now rising that a hollowed-out State Department, as many say, would sooner or later undermine the efficiency of America's foreign policy structure. Tillerson himself has rejected criticisms against what he is portraying as a calculated overhaul program and says the downsizing of staff assumes an end to global conflicts. But the critics cannot agree with him.
The more people who understand the regions of the world, who speak the language, who understand the cultures of the country to which they are assigned. And I'm not altogether sure that Tillerson is going about this the right way, and whether or not he will in fact even pay any attention at all to what kind of people he's removing or what kind of people he's going to replace them with, if any. He claims that the State Department is a bloated institution that must be reduced in size, and I think the easiest way of reducing it in size is to remove the 1/3 to 1/2 of the people who work for the American intelligence services, and then you would then have a lean, mean, and effective State Department with real diplomats conducting real diplomacy.
It was already an open secret that Tillerson and President Donald Trump have differences of opinion on many foreign policy issues. There have now been indications that their differences could soon take a new form sometime soon. A potential bout between the two appears imminent over America's first daughter Ivanka Trump. Tillerson has reportedly snubbed her by refusing to send a high-level diplomatic team for her visit to India. The reason, as some are speculating, is that the top diplomat does not want to bolster Ivanka Trump's global role. Tillerson had previously made it clear he was not happy with the roles that the president's daughter and her husband, Jared Kushner, were playing in the White House. He appears to have been specifically disenchanted about the foreign policy moves that Kushner has been taking without having a mandate to do so.
He's the man whom Trump has entrusted with a large part of his Middle East policy, and sending him to conduct high-level deals with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who is becoming more and more erratic and more repressive. So I think snubbing and removing these people from office is a good thing, but it doesn't look good to the outside world. People don't see behind the scenes. They don't know what Kushner and his wife Ivanka have been doing. And therefore, it looks bad and will increase probably tensions inside the government between the Secretary of State and the President.
The current drastic downsizing of the U.S. State Department and Tillerson-Trump disputes come at a terrible time for America. Washington already has too many foreign policy issues on its plate, and the existence of so many tensions in the Oval Office will definitely not be to the benefit of the overall U.S. political establishment.
I can't see this happening for any length of time. You can have clashes, you can have tension, but an entire presidential term of disputes with the Secretary of State is going to lead to the Secretary of State being on the unemployment line. So I think that in the end, Tillerson is cutting his own throat unless he learns how to be more diplomatic and be more effective at political and bureaucratic infighting.
With North Korea's new missile launch on Wednesday, the United States under President Trump has been called on to face what may be its most serious foreign policy challenge over the past decades. The world is now waiting to see how Trump will react. But the current disputes back in the Oval Office are perfect reasons to worry about a poorly calculated response coming out of the White House, one that could, of course, have implications for the whole world.